I revealed to my dad's wife the real reason why me and him were never close. My dad gave me to his sister the day I was born. My mom died having me. My aunt told me years later he blamed me for it and couldn't handle looking at me. Growing up, I'd see him at Christmas or Thanksgiving, and he'd walk right past me like I didn't exist. When I got older, around 12 or 13, he started saying it out loud. "You killed her," he'd tell me at family dinners when nobody was listening. "I can't even look at your face without seeing what you took from me." I went to therapy 3 times a week in middle school. I used to pray at church every Sunday, crying, asking God if I was going to hell for killing my mom. That's how messed up his words made me. But I kept trying anyway. I kept thinking maybe one day he'd change his mind about me. After I graduated high school, he told me straight up to never contact him again. He said he had no legal obligation to me anymore since he'd been sending my aunt money all those years, and now that was done. That's when I finally stopped trying. We went our separate ways. My aunt never mentions him. My grandparents do sometimes. And that's how I found out he got married 2 years ago. They were upset he didn't invite me to the wedding, but honestly, I didn't care. We weren't close. We were nothing. Then last month, his wife reached out through my grandma. She wanted to meet me. Apparently, she'd been asking about me for months, and he finally caved. He called me for the first time in 9 years. He said she really wanted me in their lives and asked if we could meet at their house. Then he said something that made my blood boil. "Don't tell her the real reason we don't talk. Please. She thinks we just didn't get along when you were a teenager and lost touch after you went to college." I didn't agree to anything, but he kept pushing. He said this could be our chance to reconcile, that his wife was really excited to meet me and maybe we could start over. But I knew the truth. He was only doing this for her, not for me, never for me. I showed up at their house on a Saturday afternoon. She opened the door with this huge smile, introduced herself as Nicole, and hugged me like we were already family. My dad stood in the hallway looking uncomfortable. She made coffee and brought out cookies she'd baked that morning. She kept talking about how happy she was to finally meet me, how she'd been telling my dad for over a year that family was important. Then she asked the question, "So what happened with you two? Your dad said you guys just grew apart?" She was looking at me with these kind eyes, like she genuinely cared. My dad was staring at his coffee cup, his jaw tight. I looked at him for a second. He wouldn't even make eye contact. So I told her everything. I told her my mom died giving birth to me. I told her my dad gave me to his sister, and I grew up in her house, not his. I told her about the family events where he ignored me, the things he said when I got older about me killing my mom. I told her about the therapy, the crying at church, the years of trying to get him to love me. I told her about graduation day, when he told me to never bother him again. Nicole's face went completely white. She put her coffee down and looked at my dad. "Is this true?" He didn't answer. She asked again, louder. "Is this true?" He finally nodded. She stood up and walked out of the room. I heard a door slam upstairs. My dad looked at me with pure rage. "You just ruined everything. She's been the only good thing in my life since your mother died, and you just destroyed it." I stood up and headed for the door. "Maybe you should have thought about that before you destroyed me for 27 years. I left. 2 days later, my grandma called. She said Nicole had called her crying, asking if what I said was true. My grandma confirmed it all. Now apparently Nicole's staying at her sister's place and won't answer my dad's calls.